Splice coming in, they are nursing a perfect record, and they're trying to keep that going. And again, they have a very clear path. Just like the Peeps, they win this match, they win tonight, they will secure not just top 2, they will secure number 1 in the league. So we are underway. First step is take care of Bread. Karma having a little trouble controlling this ball. It'll be given away. And AXB only as far as Jay Wismont. Full tank of boost for Jay. Gonna find Nose Dude, waiting for Karma to come up, and that's not gonna happen just yet. Now she does, but not able to keep possession here as Sypical will take over.
And one of the biggest things that you mentioned, Stacks, coming into the series was the X factor in Jay Wismont, because last season he struggled and Splice almost was feeling like they were missing out on a teammate. Now in this season, you see the results they get. Jay Wismont has been performing, and we're happy to see it.
Good pass over to Sypical, could have been better. And as a result, this attack going back the other way for Splice. Stark contrast from our last series. We had goals abound in the first minute from both teams. We've got a scoreless first minute of game number 1. Sypical, double touch in the corner, nobody's there. And now Karma, gonna try to carry this home herself. Rebound from Jay Wismont, but all 3 members of Bread right in front of the net. No chance for that ball to get through, but maybe this one can. Sathiu's the only one there, and Karma could not get on a shot.
So far, it's been a great start for Splice. A lot of offensive pressure. Already saw a double commit come out from Bread on offense, and that's what set him back there on defense in the last play.
Off the ceiling for Karma, and AXB has 1 save. He'll also have a clear, but not out of the zone. Nose Dude coming on. Gonna need a little help from Jay Wismont. He's coming up as well. Karma, she'll try her luck, and Sathiu does have the clear. Sathiu and Karma, plenty of history together as well, part of a team that did not make it into league play when they went through the qualifiers, freestylers in disguise. Now Sathiu going against his former teammate, trying to really win a cutthroat game here. Really, you would have to think only one of these 2 teams has a realistic shot, the way this season's played out, of getting into that promotion tournament, as Sathiu has the clear here.
And both of these teams have that expectation to make it into the promotion tournament. Bread, again, the number 1 seed coming into this league. So for both of these teams, the expectation is there, and it would be a shame to let your series, your rival series, go to waste here in 1 game.
Sypical to throw another in front. AXB is there, but nothing else doing. Another ball kicked across. Sypical can just keep that ball in the zone as Bread tries to pour it on. That pressure, not enough to make Splice break. Karma clearing 1 away from Sypical, but there's AXB. Of course, AXB, he's got to feel like he's got a bone to pick with this Splice squad, because Splice had a chance, if they had won their match at the end of last season, to keep the Dudes into the top 4. That match, of course, did not go the way of the Dudes or Splice. I would imagine that AXB would love nothing more than to squander Splice's hopes at getting into the top 2 as that ball cleared away by Nose Dude. A great opportunity for Bread. They've kept the pressure on here, but they have not been able to find the back of the net, and Karma has this ball away as well.
And just like you said, Bread now getting a foothold in this game. Splice have struggled to get quality clears to space. It just comes out to a Bread player, and they're able to keep the attack on.
Good pass across for AXB. Karma read it the whole way. This is a team that is playing quality defense up until now. AXB just clangs the corner, and Bread has the lead.
And this is the scary type of Bread that you don't want to see. Finding each other inside of your box, and then a bullet to the back of the net from AXB. That's how good they are.
It took almost 4 minutes. Finally, someone scored, and they may get another as Sathiu's shot does go wide. So now Splice has to answer. They've only got a minute to do so. Karma, backboard, and that's gonna be Jay Wismont, the hero of Splice, who ties the game.
And it's great recognition from Jay Wismont, just kind of lurking in the backfield, waiting for this ball to come down, and when it does, he's there to put it home. AXB just a split second too late to that ball, and with less than a minute left, we're tied up.
So now we are less than a minute away from overtime. Unless this happens, that last touch by Sathu, I think it threw off the defense.
Yeah, Sathu, again, going up, getting high for this one, and then just getting a little slight touch. Looks like Karma just couldn't read that one properly, and that one just bounces into the net for the, I almost called them the dudes, for Bread, able to put that one away.
And now another chance at a kickoff goal, second time in a row. And again, it's cleared away, this time by Jay Wismont. So now can Splice answer quickly again. Zepical's drive, that's gonna be high. And Nose Dude goes up, he'll officially get a save. But back in it goes as AXB keeps the pressure on. Sathu takes out Karma. So Nose Dude has to get involved in the attack. He really hasn't been for much of this game.
Oh.
AXB had a chance to put the game away. So did Sathu, so did Zipical.
Oh my goodness.
AXB's got another chance, another loose ball. And again off to the back line. And Karma and Splice stay alive here in this game, but they need to get downfield. Facing shot after shot is not gonna do it. Jay Wismont for Nose Dude. They gotta keep this ball in the air, and it doesn't look like they will, though Sathu couldn't kill it. Another chance is Nose Dude trying to play it on for Karma.
Splice.
Jay Wismont for Karma. Big
He's
drive!
got it!
This game is tied!
What? Are you kidding me? Splice down the field. Nose Dude, it's a great pop from him. Jay Wismont down to Karma. A completely intentional pass from him, and it's a great shot from Karma to put that one away. We got overtime.
We talk about Nose Dude getting involved in the offense. How about just that one innocent-looking touch to play the ball further downfield behind him to keep that ball alive? It turns into a tie game, and we go to OT in game one. For how long? Bread were able to keep a lot of pressure on. AXB, all three of them are really going to be kicking themselves for not being able to score that insurance goal. Sathu's drive is saved at the line by Karma. Now Zipical, he'll have a look for AXB, and Nose Dude is there for a big clear. Jay Wismont has a lot of time to run onto this, and it's a great touch from Zipical to send it away. Can he do it on the offensive end too? No, it's Jay Wismont there. And now Karma only has herself to work with. Nose Dude is shading, but doesn't look like he'll be involved as Jay Wismont comes up instead. So Nose Dude had a chance there. He was the second man, instead rotates back and makes this clear.
And that's the conservative defense from Splice. They don't want to give anything for free to Bread, as that one actually was dangerous from Jay Wismont to go in. But for Splice, it hasn't been too much offense for them in the last few minutes. It's been all Bread. Splice trying to get a foothold in this game.
AXB trying to solo play against Jay Wismont. Not happening. Not with the season he's been having. Sathu now around to Karma. Good pass in front, but nobody's there. Jay Wismont coming on, and Zipical will clear it away. Sathu's out of the play, so it's only Zipical and AXB. No problem as they're on the offensive end. AXB is there, and it's a save by Karma.
What a play from Bread, but maybe even a better save from Karma to keep Splice in it.
AXB taken out for his efforts after he gets this ball all the way downfield, and Splice will reset. So too will Bread. 2 minutes into overtime. Nose Dude stopped by AXB. Who's gonna blink? Karma to the backboard. Nose Dude nowhere to be found, but Jay Wismont will keep this ball in. Seems like they're just inviting Bread to try and clear this ball down. Zipical barely got a piece of that ball and needed to throw it off the backboard.
Zipical almost got caught there. He was cheating up a little bit there. It was a great shot to keep him in check.
So Nose Dude, the unsung hero of this game so far, will not factor into this play as it's coming all the way back in. Half a game's length through overtime as Karma and Nose Dude a little late on the communication. Sathu there, and Nose Dude with another critical save.
And I have to say for Splice, while they've been on defense for a lot, they've been really sticking it to Bread, not letting any shots on target. There's always a Splice player in front of that ball.
A good ball by Sathu to find AXB. The shot is wide. The clear comes from Jay Wismont. Zipical will find AXB, and Jay Wismont scrambles back. Now 10 saves as a team for Splice. Zipical again, that's gonna be wide or high, and back downfield it goes. We'll have to check I think it's very close to a record-setting game score per game for Karma, up around the 700 mark now. This goes all the way downfield from Karma. And now Nose Dude around in front. Sathu out early to clear this away, and he finds AXB.
It's 15 shots coming out from Bread. The relentless pressure from them, but Splice have done such a good job to not crack under the pressure.
Ball off the backboard here. Jay Wismont has it. And all the way downfield from Nose Dude. Pressure broken by Splice, and Bread has to retreat all the way. Nobody was in position to bring that ball forward again. Oh, what a challenge by Karma, just falling onto the ball.
Oh, the demo!
Zipical taken out by Jay Wismont, and it's Karma who scores 4 minutes into overtime.
Jay Wismont saves the day here as Karma just lobs it towards the net. The defender was there. They were going to make the save for Brett, but Jay Wismont just comes through and deletes him. Splice, after a thriller going into overtime, they take it in overtime, 3-2 in game. Is this number one?
This is game one, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, if that's what we have to look forward to, oh, buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be a wild, wild ride. Karma scores the equalizer at 0 after that phenomenal three-man team play from Splice, and then scores the game winner, unassisted officially, but give the assist to Jay Wismont for that big demo.
And it's only 7 shots coming out from Splice, only 2 saves from Bread. And so for Splice, again, this is another scenario where they're happy they won, but they don't want to be playing defense so much. Again, they gave up 15 shots to Bread. That amount of pressure, you will not be able to save that. If you run this game every single time, Bread's going to score a lot more than they did in this game number 1.
Yeah, just a phenomenal team effort overall. You're looking at a team score of over 1,800 for Splice. Granted, 4 minutes of overtime, that will help. And on the other side, Bread, they've got to be feeling gutted right now because they had multiple chances at the end of regulation. So many shots that just barely missed.
There's a frame in my mind of when Bread had a chance to kill the ball going into overtime, and I don't remember who it was,
Matthew,
but they hit the inside of the wall and it bounced up. And that's been running through my mind the entirety of that overtime. That could have been the instant that Bread could have secured the game.
Sathu and this Bread squad, they've been down this road before, but they know they've got to keep a short memory as they go into game number 2 after they let an opportunity go by the wayside against Splice. Splice has made a season of taking advantage of just those opportunities. Nose Dude trying to force one through as we start game number 2. Now Nose Dude got that to the backboard, but AXB gets a piece. Has a clear, has a lead blocker, and AXB does Sathu. Zipical to follow, and it's a lead for Bread.
What a shot coming out from Zipical, and Sathu and AXB, they're kind of just running up the field with this ball. It bounces straight out to Zipical and puts it above the last defender into the back of the net, and Bread finally get back onto the board for the first time in like 4.5 minutes here, and they take the lead.
Very important goal for Bread to score as well. Just for their psyche, after they had to have felt like they couldn't possibly score again the way that final 2 minutes went in regulation. Here's Karma, battled by AXB. That corner boost is still there, finally taken by Jay Wismont. Doesn't matter, because Sathu's coming in to double the lead.
And you talk about having a short memory, and this is great from Bread. They come out striking on all firing on all cylinders here. This is a great strike from Sathu into the back of the net, and they're able to put it away, now up 2-0.
So now a chance for Bread to run away with this. Can they pile it on even more? Look, 2 is probably not going to be enough from a team that has scored plenty over the course of the season. Sathu for Zipical, didn't find the tough angle, and back it goes the other way. Sathu in particular has to get to the net. He will. And now AXB trying to stall for time after Karma stole some boost. And it will be Sathu who gets that ball through. This has been a great response for Bread. They find themselves really in a position where momentum could have taken over, and this series could have ended with a lesser team on the other side. That miss, though, gives Splice an opportunity left along the goal line. Nobody anticipated a whiff like that. and so nobody can capitalize. Another ball lobbed in by Karma. That's right there for Sipical. Officially a save, and Sathu can play it further. Jay Wismont kicking one out for Karma, and AXB right there to make sure she does not have a shot on. Sipical takes out Nose Dude. It was Sipical taken out by Jay Wismont at the end of overtime. AXB off the feed from Sathu. The lead is 3.
Great touch here from Sathu. Gets a second one to push it off the wall, and even a third one as soon as it touches it. And AXB able to clean everything up, put it away, and Bread, after a shaky game 1, after a thrilling game 1, looking control in game 2.
Now Sipical up the ladder there as that kicks off the ceiling in a way. Sathu's shot is just wide, and Karma should have this. Out of the corner with a full tank of boost. That ball got a little too far away from her. Nobody able to get downfield with her, and Jay Wismont barely able to make a save. Nose Dude to follow, but AXB stops Splice from getting downfield quickly. That little touch from Jay Wismont isn't enough, and Karma's wraparound is not going to happen. Cleared away by Bread. Again, solid defensively, and that's all they need to be at this point. That third goal, the one they didn't get at the end of game 1, they've got it very quickly in game 2.
And for Bread, the difference here in this game is they're just finishing their opportunities. AXB just trying to take on the whole team of Splice there. But for Bread, their shots are just dropping for them. And they've been quite a few dangerous chances that Splice have been able to barely stop.
1890, by the way, the total team score for Splice that last game. That is second all-time in the rival series. You go back to the Compadres last week, actually setting the record at 1900. It's that close for total team score. AXB, of course, those are rival series records, not RLCS. Jay Wismont out of the corner. Loose ball in front, should have this at least, and he does. And hold the phone, Splice are not out of this game just yet.
And that's just a big miss there in front of the net for Bread. Sathu just couldn't connect on it. Jay Wismont able to sneak around and put that one away. Again, of course, the rotation not in there for Bread because the assumption is that your defender can hit that ball.
3-1 the scoreline now with 1:20. And Bread, again, they've been so good on kickoffs. They've had plenty of opportunities. You have to imagine, sooner or later, they're going to score a kickoff goal, and you'd hate for it, if you're Splice, to have a goal like that be a huge momentum shift in the series. Sathu, right at Karma. She'll make her third save and receive this pass from Jay Wismont, and her shot is high and wide. Sipical there to make sure it stays that way. Nobody could read this ball. Now Nose Dude looking for a shot this time, and AXB making sure to clear it away. Another chance for Jay Wismont, but that pass from Karma, not quite where it needed to be. And Nose Dude will have to retreat with 30 to go. Splice have shown they're never out of it. This ball will kick up off the ceiling, and that's a great touch by Sipical. Challenging the oncoming Karma, and probably securing game 2, tying this series. If not, that certainly did it, as Sipical drops the dagger.
And that one definitely is going to do it here in game number 2. It's been all Bread here in this game, but for Splice, I really like how they were trying to get the physical game going. There was a couple demos that went out where if they stayed on offense, it would have been a free shot on target. It never came for Splice, but I love the physical play from teams.
So we'll see what these teams can do in the closing seconds here. Sathu just throwing one on. Go figure, it finds the net.
It's 12 shots now here for Bread, 3 in favor of Splice, and this one's just salting the wounds at this point for Splice, as Bread just piling on here with the last 10 seconds.
Sathu's been involved with every goal in this series for Bread except one. 3 goals and now 3 goals now with 3 assists to go with them. As Nose Dude will look for a consolation goal, he won't get it. And Bread with a huge answer after, again, what would have been for any other team just too much to overcome mentally. Bread, short-term memory, they come out on top in game 2.
definitely shows the resolve of Bread here. A 5-1 win here in game number 2 is a huge statement for them. And like you said, especially after what they just went through in game number 1. And for Splice, this one hurts a little bit too, because Bread really found form. And like you said, you mentioned the stat on Sathu there at the end. I think that Sathu has been just a huge playmaker for Bread, wherever he may be. Like I said, it was only all but one goal that Sathu was a part of. And you could kind of see that when you just watch the game. Sathu was pushing the ball down the field and setting up his teammates. And of course, his teammates have been so good at putting the ball away, especially in this game. Bread looked good moving on here in this series.
Yeah, so now we're all tied up, 1 game apiece. Turns into effectively a best of 3 now. First team to win 2 out of these next 3 games.
You said that with Nose Dude in this series? Nice. Nice.
Yeah. As Corelli would say, unintentional.
Oh, I see how this is going. Well, either way for you, I'll let you deal with the tweet that'll be inevitable from Nose Dude. But for Splice, they have to rebound now. They did kind of get run out of the stadium here with a 5-1 scoreline. I know a couple of those goals came at the end there for Bread, but either way, Bread have looked extremely strong since dropping game number 1.
Well, this series has had a ton of firepower, to be sure, between these 2 teams. Only more to be expected. Maybe a much closer game is in the cards as we get into game number 3. Karma. Hard pass over to Jay Wismont. It's intercepted, though, by Sypical. Sathu there to follow. It's just off the corner. And every shot that goes off the frame of the goal for Bread, yes, it is well in the past, but I think there does have to be just something in the back of your mind that goes, oh man, not again. Here's Nose Dude winning that challenge. Will be well wide. And Jay Wismont, can he get this down for Karma? It's a good pass, and Karma puts it home.
And we talked about Jay Wismont and finding his form here on this team, and man, he has looked good. He was a big playmaker in game number 1, and now here in game 3, he's able to drop this one down for Karma. Great play from them, and Splice on the board first.
One thing we do know with both these teams winning a game in this series, Bread will see something in this series they haven't seen all season long. Game 4, eventually. All 4 of their series so far, they had 3 sweep victories, and then they were swept by the Peeps. Karma, taken out by Sathu. Now Sypical. That'll be cleared away by Karma, but not out of the zone. Sathu's pass for AXB. That'll be blocked away. And Jay Wismont will take his time collecting. Jay Wismont down from the ceiling, couldn't do anything with that ball. The Nose Dude can come on here. That's blocked by Sypical and finished off by Sathu. Sypical, that's a tough angle, and he scores it.
And I think Sypical got a little bit of help there from the Splice defense, but let's not take it away here from this great shot from him on target. Gets all of the power using that flip, goes straight in. Of course, off into Splice defender, but gets on the board for Bread.
Both of these teams, for the most part, when somebody scored, the answer has been quick. Sypical does get that to the backboard, but it is well timed by Jay Wismont. Splice trying to move downfield quickly. Nose Dude over for Karma. Boy, the infield passing on this Splice team, it is a treat to watch.
That's been the biggest improvement from Splice. That was the type of gameplay that they wanted to play in last season of Rival Series, but they just couldn't quite get it going. We've seen a couple times now on stream, Splice have really found their form here in the midfield and on the offensive third in each other.
Oh, Nose Dude was kind of in no man's land, stuck at the back of the net, drives right out and finds that shot coming in, but AXB's got to be kicking himself. Time and time again, he has had opportunities to put those shots home from a pretty close range, has not been able to. The post has been his nemesis. He'll have this ball cleared, but Jay Wismont gets the boost. So AXB on his way downfield. Only as far as Nose Dude. Jay Wismont's there. Nose Dude can't factor into the play. Karma can. That'll find Jay Wismont, but he can't track that ball any further as Sypical comes in and knocks him away. AXB over towards Sathu. Talk about infield passing. Pass just a little too strong. Now Karma. So we're into the second half of a pivotal third game. Nose Dude, second touch, he has it. This ball should find Splice. It does. It's Jay Wismont. Gonna try to take this himself. One more touch. Not there. Sathu doing enough. But there's another bump from Jay Wiz. This time again on Sipical. And Splice's attack remains alive until that ball pinches all the way downfield.
And Bread finally break out of their own end. Like you said, for Splice, that was a great attack, keeping Bread kind of stuck in their defensive zone. And for Splice, it's exactly what you want here in Game 3 after a pretty bad offense there in Game number 2.
Nose Dude will win the race to the corner boost against Sathu. Needs to factor into the offense. Jay Wismont coming on. Only one back, and Sathu at least cut off the angle for Nose Dude. Might have mentally altered the shot at least. Now AXB gonna drop one for Sath, and that's sent away by Jay Wismont. All right, back and forth they go at a pretty rapid pace. It's Karma, she'll need that corner boost. Has it, and the ball perhaps? No, at least able to take AXB out of the play as well, and Nose Dude needs the clear. Final minute. This is where the fireworks start to come. Jay Wismont, all by himself, working downfield, does drop this to the corner. Karma takes out Sipical, who's just got to feel like he's being bullied all over the field right now. Looking to make Splice pay, and he does! Sipical being hit pillar to post. This time he just scores.
And AXB kind of set up Sipical here. Karma's coming off her own back wall, and she just couldn't get in front of the ball. And for Brad, late into this game, the setup from AXB, Sipical puts it away. 2 goals to his name and 2 goals for Brad.
Takes a licking and keeps on ticking, does Sipical, as he has given Brad a lead late in Game 3. Karma thought about it twice. That indecisiveness may cost her. Sathu at least keeps that ball in the zone. Karma has Nose Dude downfield. You'd like it to be the other way around, the way Splice operates. Typical shot's gonna be high. Down to 18 seconds. Now it's Nose Dude who'll try to trigger the attack. And he will not get past AXB. Keeping this in the corner. 10 seconds remain. Remember, the ball has to touch down at 0. It did not at the end of Game 1. That shot just wide. This time Sipical delivers. He's got a hat trick.
And that's a great play here from Bread. You see this ball going off the corner at Sathu, uncontested, able to meet that one there. It's a shot off the back wall. Sipical cleans it up. That's his 3rd goal. Bread up by 2.
And so when this clock does hit 0, we do know that Bread will be a win away from springing the upset and ensuring that there will be no team that runs the table in the North American Rival Series, or, well, in North America or Europe. As we've seen all of our undefeated teams, they have been tested. Many have failed. Splice is the last one standing. They're 5 minutes away from losing that distinction.
And let's not forget about the implications for other teams
here
in the North American Rival Series. The Peeps are looking on, watching this one with big eyes as, again, Bread just 1 game away here from taking down Splice. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of implications that go into this. We can run the numbers here, but for Splice now, it's time for them to bounce back. They want to keep that undefeated record, and they would like to just secure their top 2 so they can kind of sit back, relax, and watch everything pan out.
Yeah, and of course the compadres, very interested spectators in this match, because if Splice loses, now that's a team that's also on 1 loss. They're a team that they can only finish 5-2. That's the best they can do. That's if they win out, beating Bread next week. Compadres are off this week. So for the compadres, their chances to get to top 2, they only increase as Brad, Splice, and the Peeps all kind of beat up on each other.
And for Splice here in this game, it was a close one really for most of it, but you see at the scoreboard there only had about 3 shots coming out from Splice, and again, this Bread team is just putting so many shots. It seems that they just are kind of in a ring, just going around, taking shots off the back wall and following it up. The rotation, the offensive rotation in particular, is very strong on Bread.
Plenty of opportunities have gone by the wayside for both teams, but especially for Bread. They need to convert more of them, though, because you know Splice is not out of it yet. For the first time this season, Bread playing game number 4 in a series. They almost started it off with a bang as Sipical's shot is going to be just wide. They're going to look for Sipical again, though, and he was looking for Sathu. Boy, if they scored that, would have been goal of the season. Here goes Karma, taking her time. Nothing fancy about this play. This will go across. Karma taking out Sathu, and Jay Wismont, all business for Splice.
That's a big demo there on the back wall. Karma coming down and deleting Sathu, and this ball just kind of ricochets back out. Jay Wismont there, and he's just been in that kind of lurking role for Splice this entire series, sitting back and watching plays develop and then striking when he has the opportunity.
It has been a 10-5 advantage up to this game in goals for Bread. It was that big game 2 where they won 5-1. That helps. It's going to be good for Splice to see a goal on their side of the field and not answered immediately by Bread. Sathu to drop it down, and Karma's got the clear. And Jay Wismont off to midfield is not going to receive a pass. Nose Dude will try to find him, and Sathu's got a good clear away. Another ball trying to get out of the corner there. Jay Wismont coming on. While that play, it sounds great to get a ball in front. If nobody's there, how good of a pass is it really? That's a better pass from Nose Dude. It finds Karma, but also finds a defender. Karma's gonna try here and is not able to read that pass. And finally, Sipical, Sathu and company, they can clear this ball downfield. Bread looking to get back into this game and have a chance to close out Splice. Nose Dude, nothing doing there. It's Sathu from the ceiling. That shot's gonna be sent away. What is interesting is there's been so many shots from Bread. Yes, there have been so many that have found the posts and all, but there have also been so many that have kind of caught Splice napping a little bit. We've seen a few shots get through that you'd think at this level never should, as Nose Dude gets his first goal of the series.
And Nose Dude, he kind of follows this one up, and you talk about napping, the defense only there for Sathu, kind of gets caught in no man's land there. This one goes off the post. Nose Dude reads it perfectly, able to put it away, and Splice now building a lead up by 2.
Splice now has its largest lead of this series. It'll be Karma looking for another touch. And AXB is there, the shot not on target. Sipical blocked by Jay Wismont. Sathu lurking in front, not able to drop this down thanks to the defense from Karma. Sipical tried to get a shot on, and Karma just happened to fall on it.
One of the things that you were just talking about, Stacks, for Bread is all the shots. Well, so far here as we're about to go to halftime, Bread haven't registered a shot at all on Splice net.
Karma to the backboard. Chance for Jay Wismont coming on, but he'll be blocked away. And now Sathu met by Nose Dude. Bread need to answer sooner rather than later. Sipical, I think AXB was expecting a pass, and he never got one. Sipical will try again. Of course, with both these teams, it is never too late. And when you've got Sipical on your side, you're never out of game. Same with Sathu, as this one gets through, but it's another one that really felt like it shouldn't have gone through.
Absolutely, and this is just another shot here coming out from Bread, and like you said, that one should not have gotten by Karma on the near post. She was right there, but unable to make contact on the ball. And Bread starting to fight back and claw their way back into this game, only down by 1 goal now.
Final 2 minutes of game number 4. Again, a must-win for Splice. They need to hang on here to force game 5, try to keep their unbeaten record alive. Sathu gonna take this himself. He did have Sipical at mid. Didn't look like anybody was gonna interfere, but he took it himself. AXB, another drive downfield. Nobody there to support. So he's just interested in killing time, giving his teammates time to get downfield. And Karma has one clear, nobody's back. Nose Dude barely there, but nothing comes in towards the net. AXB now, out of the corner. Sathu for Sipical. What a block by Nose Dude.
Again, you don't want Sipical to get going here for Bread. The attack has slowed down quite a bit comparatively to other games here in this series for Bread. Splice doing a much better job of transitioning onto offense and keeping Bread out of their zone.
We're down to the final minute. Splice continues to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Loose ball in front. That was dangerous, but AXB couldn't put it on. Sathu will try. Oh, he backflipped, and this is trouble. Nobody back. Sathu needs a quality touch here, and it is good enough. Nose Dude shot is over AXB, and that may have force game 5.
And 2 goals coming out from Nose Dude here in this game, and he just goes high. No one from Bread able to get up for this one. Great placement from him, and trying to secure this win is Nose Dude for Splice.
Well, back and forth, these 2 teams have gone. It's been punch and counter punch all the way through. It's only fitting that it looks like we are going the distance. Zipical gonna leave one for AXB. Jay Wismont wins the challenge. Brett are all pushed up, so they all have to retreat back. And Sathu even had to take his time there. Precious seconds that Brett cannot afford to waste. Jay Wismont blocked by AXB, but that ball doesn't kick very far. Splice just looking to kill this off here. Nose Dude taken out though. Zipical a chance. Only 7 seconds remain. AXB finds Sathu. Another save by Wismont. Another one off the post from AXB, but Sathu does score with a second to go.
Well, they give themselves at least a chance here in Bread. A lot of shots going off the post. You think maybe if the first or second went in, they give themselves a couple more seconds, but either way, we'll find out on the kickoff.
Got to get this ball elevated and keep it there, and they do not. A cheeky kickoff from Splice, and that is how we force game 5.
Game 5 between these 2 teams. We wouldn't want it any other way. What else would you expect, Stacks, between these 2 guys?
Again, these are 2 teams that have a realistic shot to not only make it into the promotion tournament, but also make it in to the RLCS. We hope you're enjoying this as much as we are, because this is, we're like kids in a candy shop here seeing this level of Rocket League come down to game number 5.
Yeah, and for Splice now, they have that momentum going into game 5. They win a close game in 3-2. Obviously, that last goal was just at the last waning seconds there. But for Splice, that was a much better game. You look at the shots coming out from Brad, it's only 7. And compared to previous games where in game 1, Brad had 15. So it's a much better game from Splice, and they weren't forced to make too many tough saves, and they had a lot more offense as well. You saw Jay Wismont, and more importantly, really in the series, Nose Dude getting involved and getting 2 goals.
Both of these teams play again later on this evening as well, and both of them, if they win the rest of their matches, it's very simple. They will secure a top 2 spot, but there is work to be done, of course. Bread with the Hosses coming up later. They get Compadres next week. They got to be focused here on game number 5. The Splice also has the Peeps to close out this evening here in week number 4. It is going to come down to game number 5. Is Splice going to be the only 5-0 team on the season, or are there other plans here? Zipical. That'll be blocked by Nose Dude to start things off. Red are denied on their first very short-lived attack. And of course, every mistake at this stage, game 5, when you imagine it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game, you would think, with these 2 teams being as familiar as they are with each other by now, every mistake is absolutely critical. Sathu popped over Nose Dude, but Jay Wismont's there. And now Nose Dude, big drive, that's wide and no follow-up. AXB has the clear. All the way downfield, Karma for Jay Wismont. That will kick out towards Karma. The attack alive still for Splice. Nose Dude, no, and Sathu will have this. Jay Wismont thought about coming up, instead retreats, avoids the interference from AXB, and makes the save.
That's a great, smart heads-up play there from Splice, getting back on defense and stopping that attack from Brad. They were coming in pretty hot down the field. It was a great touch by Sathu to bring that one down, and it's dangerous when he has space.
Sathu out of the corner. Find Karma all the way downfield. AXB, he was trying to shade over towards that boost. Did not get the midfield boost. Karma did, and she'll be able to use it to turn on this ball and chase it herself off the ceiling. It's on and saved by AXB. Zipical gets by Nose Dude and Jay Wismont.
What?
It's a laugher for Zipical.
How did Zipical get through the defensive Splice here? You see, he's got no boost. He actually picks up 100. Jay Wismont gets thrown off by the first touch miss there by Nose Dude, and Zipical gets himself a free goal.
Well, that is not how we expected any of the goals in Game 5 to be scored. But it has happened, and now Splice needs to answer. They've been pretty good about answering quickly. They won't on that trip down the field. Pass across is cleared by Jay Wismont to Karma. But Sathu should have this ball past Jay Wismont, but not past Nose Dude. Zipical for Sathu. That's going to be blocked away by Karma. Well read on the defensive end. I think that's been, the two big improvements for Splice from last season to this season. The infield passing and also reading passes on the other side. Imagine that, when you get better at passing, you get better at snuffing out passes.
And Splice have done such a great job in a lot of the games that they've been on stream for is the passing plays, especially in the offensive third. It's tough to pull them off in a team like Bread that's so quick and can read them out, but they have been able to pull some off, and they've been spectacular when they do.
Challenges much more patient from Splice this season as that ball kicks off of Sathu out towards AXB, and Bread will kill off a few more seconds here, dipping down inside 2 minutes as Jay Wismont blocks that from Sathu. Zipical gonna try to hit Sathu again, and look at this passing from Bread now. We're talking about Splice's passing. Bread, they're just playing monkey in the middle right now.
And it's not even the passing from Bread, it's just keeping possession as well. It makes it so frustrating from Splice when you use boost and you push out a rotation to try and intercept the ball, and Bread just keeps the ball from you. It breaks down the defense, and that's been the success for Bread.
Nose Dude with that full take of boost out of the corner have to make that great challenge. And now Jay Wismont getting his savior medals. We tick down inside a minute and a half. Zipical delayed his shot, and Karma's there for the save. Good quality defense from Splice. They need it right now, trying to weather the storm. This is just like game one, where Bread has had shot after shot, and they've been denied every time. This time, though, it's actually by Splice's defense, and less so by the post, at least so far. Now Karma, this will get downfield. It is just off, and her follow-up goes off to the corner.
And that was an opportunity for Splice there. Bread, all three were pushed up the field. They were trying to make that goal happen on offense there, but on the transition, Karma had the opportunity to put that one away on the double tap and just couldn't quite get it.
Karma waits for that boost to spawn. Opportunity! It's gonna be Jay Wismont's goal, but Karma gets the full take of boost here and then gets the bump on the other side.
What a play from Karma, just lands in the face of AXB, and who else but Jay Wismont to clean everything up for Splice, and they're all tied up with 42 seconds.
I can envision Jay Wismont spamming great pass as he stole that at the end, but Zipical off the kickoff! It's a kickoff goal at the worst possible time against Splice!
How could you let this happen? Zipical has gotten 2 goals now that just shouldn't have been goals off the kickoff. Zipical making Splice pay for the mistakes on defense.
The seed was planted earlier when we mentioned Bread was getting dangerously close to scoring a kickoff goal, and you wondered if it would come back to haunt Splice at the worst time, and it has here in Game 5. Zipical for Sathu, good night!
And Bread trying to close out this series in dominating fashion. Great play by Zipical. He beats 2 with that touch off the corner. Sathu able to clean it up. And Bread up by 2 with 24 seconds left.
5 goals and 6 assists for Sathu in this series. You think he doesn't want to win? Good grief. Here's Jay Wismont. Splice needs a miracle with 15 seconds. Ball kicked towards Jay Wismont, but he needs boost. Steals some of Bread's. Zipical with a big clear downfield as this final countdown spells the end for Splice's undefeated season. One more for the road? No. And as this ball touches down, what a performance, what a match from Sathu and Bread.